'Twas the cast before Christmas, and on the Discord, the people were restless, moody, and bored. But it's evening, they thought, all the kids are asleep. If only there was something to keep our minds off the money that we've all spent on presents and food right through this Advent. As if spurred by some magic, a pale yellow square appeared on the screens that had been sat there bare. A jingle of music, a click of the mic, a sound of two voices most people dislike, with bickering echoes of north versus south rouse. This is the Christmas words from our mouths. I got through that in one take, James. I think you should be proud of me.
There's 4 of us, not 2 of us.
There's 4 of us. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what?
Fucked it up already.
He said 2 voices you recognise. I was going to recognise me and Claw.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Christmas week, so for a big Christmas bonanza, we thought let's invite 2 more people on here because we're so organised and we could definitely handle this. So I'm joined by James as usual. Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
I'm also joined by HappyFeet. Say hi, HappyFeet.
Hi, HappyFeet.
And I'm also joined by Klawful. Say hi, Klawful.
Hi, Klawful.
Right, okay, so now there's 4 people in this podcast that you've never heard of and you're listening to anyway. What the hell are you doing with your Christmas Eve? James, how have you been?
Tired. Long. I think I finally finished spending money on Christmas, though. I think.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's a lie.
I've got no money left, and I'm not getting paid before Christmas, so...
That's why you finished, not because you choose to.
The funds have run dry. No, I did the food shopping today, which is why we're a bit late starting than we normally are. I did finished present shopping on Sunday. They all came Monday. They're not wrapped yet. They're on the table still to be wrapped. But I think I'm ready-ish.
That's good. I'm proud of you. That's the first time you've been ready for anything.
Except I did remember I forgot cranberry sauce at the shop, so I need to go get some of that tomorrow.
Oh, so you're lying to us again. The lies have started already. I'm moving on. HappyFeet, are you ready for Christmas?
Yes.
Yes, that's a very insightful answer. Thank you for that.
It was a yes or no question.
It was a yes or no. I'll give you that. I didn't set you up for much of a, I left it open-ended as possible, and you went for the most closed answer you could.
Yeah, but Happy, I imagine you're the sort of person at Christmas that when the kids open presents, you're always excited as the day out to know what it is because the wife bought them and you have no fucking clue what it is.
I know everything that's been bought because I wrapped them.
Oh, okay then. My dad.
That's dedication now.
My dad always used to go for like, oh, what's he got? What's he got? Oh God, I've got to build that, have I? Because he had no idea.
Is there anything that your kids have got that you're jealous of? Because I'm jealous of some of my kids' presents.
Youth. You've got the youth.
Okay, moving swiftly on. Clawful, you best be ready. Tell me you're ready.
Of course I'm ready. I'm always
Of course
ready.
you're ready.
I'm
Did you wrap your kids' presents?
What presents? My kids have been little shits. They're getting coal for Christmas.
Coal's valuable now. Nobody has coal.
Do you wrap the coal?
No, you just put it in a nice presentation package.
Just on a napkin or something for a photo.
Screw it. I'm just going to do all the presents at once and just get them a sack of coal now and just go, that's you for life, mate. Have fun.
You're covered till you're 18. Fuck off.
You covered till you're 18. Jesus Christ, they're covered till they're like 80 if I buy a bloody sack of coal each.
You get 1 lump of coal every year. Yeah, they're covered for quite a while there. In fact, you're spoiling them, if anything. They can hand that coal down to their kids as well.
Yeah, well, pay it forward.
Transgenerational gift giving, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're looking at here. All right, no, is the gift giving your favourite part of Christmas?
No, I like seeing family.
No, it's the eating.
It's really fucking cliche, I know, but I like seeing family. Normally because my parents split up when I was younger, and it was the only time I saw my dad.
Oh, you're looking for a sob story here, and I'm not having it.
I'm not seeing him this Christmas, and I'm quite looking forward to getting fat and eating too much food as well. But I like seeing family.
Claw, your turn.
I'd say now, definitely family. I don't get to see my brother very often.
You can't steal my idea.
No, similar to you. I don't get a chance to see my brother very often because he's in a residential home. So, fingers crossed, no one has COVID. We're gonna see him Christmas Day at my mum and dad's, so that's gonna be really nice.
And now, Happy, I'm going to take a guess at yours. Your favourite part is when the kids go to bed and you get to play with your new toys, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, no. Get it right.
There's no lie.
It's when the
there.
kids go to bed and then you can just gorge on all the Battenberg.
I don't wait for the kids to go to bed for that. Battenberg for breakfast.
Just don't want them to see you when you're just like...
Oh, that's the thing, though, actually, just touching on Battenberg for breakfast. Do you guys have that thing where like it's only acceptable to not have regular breakfast food on a certain few days of the year? So Easter, for instance, you can have chocolate then for breakfast because it's just fucking everywhere.
I don't really do breakfast.
Okay, that's unhealthy.
I'm not.
I don't want
enough for
to...
it.
What kind of message are we sending to our audience here?
Well,
Well,
I'll
what
have
do you
like
guys have on
toast
Christmas
or something
Day, then?
about 11 o'clock, but that's not really breakfast at that point, is it?
It's in the morning, it counts.
Okay then, so yeah, okay, I generally have toast. Normally at Christmas I eat pigs and blankets for breakfast because it's always the first thing I cook, and I always cook way too many so I can just nibble them throughout the day.
That's a fantastic idea. That's like ordering enough takeaway for breakfast the next morning.
Yes,
That's,
I
it's the
always
same.
do that. Normally for lunch at work the next day, but
So Happy, is Battenberg for breakfast a regular thing or is that just a treat?
Just a treat. Just at Christmas.
Just at
Most of the
Christmas?
time, it's just solid cereal. Bish bash bosh, no fuss.
And when you say solid cereal, I assume you mean something like Weetabix, something that'll get you through the
no,
day. Yeah.
no. I have taste buds.
Yeah.
I have taste buds. I mean, at the minute,
It's
I'm
called
rocking,
toppings.
at the minute I'm repping the golden nugget honey sort of cereal.
Oh,
Weeks ago it was cinnamon.
kid cereal.
like
I
the
see. You can
Frosties.
buy it and say
Kids-
this
no,
will do
no,
for the
no,
kids.
no. Not kids cereal. Not kids cereal.
no, the kids have to have have to have Battenberg in it. He said then.
The kids have the kids have the Weetabix, don't they? This is what's
Weetabix
going
or
on here.
Bran flakes.
Only a connoisseur of cereal can appreciate the full range of tastes that the supermarket offers.
You're just talking about the sugary ones.
The ones
Happy
that
just has,
taste.
so,
The ones
so
that
Happy
taste.
just buys what's it called? Lucky Charms and just eats all the sweet
I
sick,
can't eat the Lucky
sweet
Charms.
bits.
They're disgusting.
And then the kids
Can't
get all
eat
the
them.
Oh, is that
boring
too
So
much?
there
crap.
is a point of too
That's
much
too
sugar.
much
Yeah,
sugar.
See,
gladly eat
Coming from the
Battenberg for
person that
breakfast.
was talking that earlier was saying about get the full fat sugar drink.
that's what
full
exactly.
fat
Too
sugar
much
drink.
sugar in
When
this.
Pete went AFK, let's get the full fat sugar drink.
Get the full fat sugar drink, but not the cereal. Like cereal should at least pretend to be healthy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lucky
If you,
Charms are just sweets in milk.
I wasn't sure if you heard, Pete. He was judging you for getting Coke Zero, not full fat Coke.
Well, we'll see who's laughing when I can get hold of my drink and everybody else's is sold out. It might be disgusting, but it's always available.
That's why you drink Iron Brew,
It's
isn't
because
it?
no one fucking wants it.
Exactly, but it's a big
Like
brain
COVID.
play, isn't it? Like
No one
I've
wants
gone,
COVID, but it's everywhere. Like,
well,
that's your Coke Zero.
But that's different, though, isn't it? There's more COVID than there needs to be to go around. Whereas Coca-Cola or full fat Coke, everybody wants that. And then when the panic buying sets in, because it will set in again, it's coming round again. So stock up on toilet roll now. But when the panic buying sets in, I'll still be able to get my drink for a while.
I
at least.
still have
I don't
UHT
need to
milk from the
stockpile.
first round of panic buying.
Why do you
Don't need to
like, buy
stockpile
UHT milk?
toilet roll.
Why was that your? I'm surprised you didn't panic buy Battenberg.
That didn't
Yes,
cross my
that's
mind. I
why
wasn't
there's
worried about
none
that.
available
Admit it.
locally.
Plus, I said that the UHT was what was left over. Like the rest of the stuff that I panic bought, that's been used.
Oh, UHT stuff. Ugh.
Could you
I don't
imagine how
see
many
how
houses are
anyone
still
can not
filled
have
with
an
toilet roll and
apocalypse.
pasta?
How can anyone
Not
live life
ours.
without an apocalypse stash?
Your apocalypse stash contains UHT milk
Yes, because the Battenberg's gone.
because you ate it.
What's your least favourite part of Christmas? Because I have a least favourite part.
Washing up.
Oh, well, that's a
Dishwasher.
good one.
It's just the washing
Shit
up.
that's on TV.
Trying to get the shit in the bin before the bin men turn up. But the bin men, you don't know.
You're
when
supposed
the
to
bin
shit
men
in the
are turning-
toilet.
Genuinely,
I never know when the bin men are turning up. Especially this year, we've got 2 bank holidays. When the fuck are they coming? They normally come on Tuesday, but there's 2 bank
Monday and
holidays.
Tuesday are the bank
Ours
holidays.
came today and they're coming on Wednesday.
Yeah, but I mean after Christmas when I've got to get rid of all the crap from Christmas.
Oh no, ours are coming next Wednesday, which is our normal day.
But mine normally
Our
comes
bin men
Tuesday.
Oh no, our
So
our
does it
binmen
get moved
for
for the bank
next
holiday?
week are coming Monday and Tuesday still.
They're coming on Monday. But that's a bank holiday.
Yeah, they still work bank holidays.
My bin men don't. They fuck off.
They don't work normally.
So your
that's
least
only
favourite part
for
of Christmas is the
twat.
change to the bin schedule, yeah?
Quite possibly. That's just what I don't like about bank holidays. Full stop.
Yeah, I hate it too. Especially because what used to happen is they used to slap a sticker on your bin and say, these are the dates for the upcoming bank holiday. Now they don't. They go, you can find all
ours
the
do.
details on our website, but unfortunately you can't access it because we don't know how to host a website.
Because we're the council.
We still get the stickers on ours.
Oh, well, I wish I lived down there in the fancy pants place where they can afford paper.
It's not paper
You
though.
live
It's
somewhere
plastic.
where you can't afford paper.
Yeah, Pete,
I live in the north,
How the
okay?
How the fuck do you afford toilet paper then?
We don't. Everybody panic bought it.
They're still panic buying it. They've not heard the news that you don't need to do
Can
it
I be
anymore.
blamed for that? I've got 90 rolls of toilet roll under my stairs at the
It is
moment.
all
Oh,
Claw's
you've got
fault.
90.
Because I forgot to cancel. We have loo roll delivered like every
Are
2
you
months.
preparing for some sort of doomsday scenario where Vindaloo is the
No,
only
it's
food
called
left?
Sab suffers from colitis, so uses the toilet a hell of a lot fucking more than anybody else. I just swore. I apologise.
We've already
That's
been swearing
fine.
a
We
lot,
swear
it's
all. Yeah, there's a lot
Oh, that's
of
fine then.
penis and fuck in this place.
fine. There's a lot of
Not
what?
necessarily in that order.
In
Yeah,
that-
I said
in
it.
that
In
order.
I'm not
order.
changing what I said. I
that
stand
order.
by it.
No,
I don't care
we
how
get-
gay things get in here. I'm not afraid.
We get 45 rolls delivered every 2 months.
That's not too bad if it's every 2 months.
Especially
Yeah,
for a
we've-
family house as well.
we've-
Like that's
Yeah, we've got 2 full boxes that we've not used yet.
that doesn't sound as bad as you made it sound. It sounded like
That's
We
you
get
were sitting on
90
a throne
That's
of hot
90
rolls.
rolls that we've got sitting under the stairs, and we were meant to have another one delivered. Yes,
Sorry, James is
But I managed-
reversing. He's a wide.
I managed to cancel that one.
It was the lorry reversing for the toilet roll.
My least favorite part of Christmas, and this might sound because everyone just said the favorite part is family time. Blah 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 blah. blah, blah. Shut up.
Seeing people.
My least favorite
part.
part. No, not exactly, because I do like the family time. But my least favorite part is because there are so many people to get around to seeing, and none of them want to go anywhere. It's trying to schedule a visit in for everybody, as well as like have enough time to just sit down and enjoy the day. Now, it's not the same for everybody. Not everybody has to go everywhere. But that's my
Yeah.
least favorite part.
It's the logistical nightmare that is Christmas.
What you do
Yes.
is you have my brother who's having an open house Boxing Day, and I'm going to go there for about an hour. And if I don't see people while I'm there, it's their fault for not being there when I'm there. I'm not advertising what time I'm going there. I'm going to go like fucking
Yeah,
stupidly
no,
in the morning.
that
I
makes
haven't
sense.
got to see my family. But
Turning up at 4 a.m.
Every Christmas, we either go to Sam's mum and dad's or we go to my mum and dad's. And every Christmas, it's like, whose are we going to this year? Let them decide. Oh, well, if you want to go to the other one, it's like, just someone pick. I don't want to deal with this right now. Just someone pick where we're going Boxing Day, someone pick where we're going Christmas Day, and then I won't care.
see, this is why I host Christmas.
No,
night.
we get forced to pick, and then we end up going to Sab's parents, and there's like 50 million people there, and you get, oh, here's a Christmas dinner that should feed 4 people being shared between about 15 people. So you get like a single roast potato and a mouthful of turkey, and that's it.
See,
That's my biggest annoyance at Christmas.
every time I've been speaking to Claude, he's come back from his in-laws and all that. Like, he always knows there wasn't enough fucking food at the roast. Every single
Yeah,
time.
it's infuriating. I go to my mum and dad's. You get a massive plateful, and there is food to feed like you the next day. And then there's probably still food left over for the following day. You go to Sab's mum and dad's, and there's enough food to feed half the people there. And then you get next to nothing for tea as well, so you kind of have to gorge yourself on a massive breakfast and pray that
There's snacks.
you can just about get by.
See, but that's galaxy brain, though, isn't it? Because it's like they're thinking these people are already going to be full for 3 days on 1 day's worth of food. So
Oh no,
we'll
this
give
is
them a diet.
this is what happened when we went for Christmas on Christmas Day. I think last year.
Well, that just makes me sad.
There was like meant to be 8 of us, and there ended up being 16 of us.
Fucking hell.
Because
Wow.
loads of people just randomly turned up unannounced and decided, oh, well, we might as well stop for dinner if your thing. And you're just like, are you having a freaking giraffe? So suddenly you go from, oh, I might get like 4 roast potatoes to, no, I get 1 roast potato. Because
That's
they
just rude.
don't
Who
make
just
enough.
turns up for Christmas dinner? Like that's
All of Sab's
In-laws.
stepdad's.
that
Well-
pained voice from Happy then.
No, generally it's all of Sab's stepdad's family.
Well, on
Like his
behalf
side of family.
of your situation there, I'm going to shake my head disapprovingly because that is the English way of dealing with such a disgruntling behaviour.
I bought 2 kilos of potatoes for 6 of us.
Kilos?
I'm gonna do the lot. Kilos, yeah.
Oh, screw it, I'm going to...
Is that an
I'm going to
imperial
ninjas.
measurement?
Oh god, don't fucking start this. We are not discussing imperial and
That's
metric.
bait. I put bait out
Please
there.
don't.
I'm
If
hoping
we
for a
start
penguin
this
to bite.
argument, I will just log off.
I am not.
I
know
am
you're
fed
on
up
the
of this
losing side.
argument.
You know you're on the losing side.
Oh, for crying
should've
out
started singing
loud.
All right, it's okay. It's Christmas. Let's be nice to each other,
I
okay?
know you want to stir the pot, but
Britannia rules always.
stirring the pot and just causing a national freaking
It's the only
crisis.
reason they invited me onto the podcast, and you know it. They wanted
You
a
were the
Jerry
only
Springer
person
moment.
available.
They wanted a Jerry Springer moment, and I'm going to fucking give it to them.
Not if I cut you off.
No,
you know,
it was
okay.
because
All right, no. So you were talking about like you pick where to go on certain Christmas days. Now, in my family, my traditional Christmas was what I consider to be my traditional Christmas was when I was young. We'd all go to my nan's, my mum's mum, and then when we stopped doing that, we sort of became the family who just go to the in-laws. So like my brother
go to my nan's
his
on
wives,
Christmas
I go
Day.
to-
They came to
Yeah.
ours on Boxing Day, and then as I got older, it was more everyone just went to my mum's.
Yeah, but you see, like, there's nothing like that in it specifically in our family anymore. We don't all meet at my mum's. We don't,
Yeah,
you know, we see each other before or after Christmas now. In my family, we are the ones that just sort of separated and just thought, fuck it, we'll just do whatever you say.
Everyone comes to my house, so I got to cook for everybody. I'm going to start cooking at 4 in the morning Christmas Day. I love it.
Well, I start cooking at 4
Why
in
are
the
you
morning
starting
every
at
day.
4 in the morning?
Because I
What are you
cheat.
cooking?
I have a host.
obviously, Happy is not the person that cooks the turkey in his household.
We don't eat turkey, we eat food with taste.
I have a
No. That means you are incapable of cooking turkey to the
I've
correct.
never cooked turkey.
Cook it better.
I've eaten it twice.
Cook it better.
Both times.
Then you've eaten.
my
Then
mouth
both times
has
it's been
been
cooked
dry.
really
Yeah.
shit.
Cook it better. But I also have what's called a hostess trolley, so I can like keep food warm in it. So what I'll do is I'll part cook everything, especially all the veg, all the meat, all that lot, 'cause all the pigs and blankets and shit as well. Leave it in that during the day, and then during the day from like 10ish till lunchtime when we're all doing the presents and all that shit, I can be doing that. I haven't got to be cooking, and then once we finish that, everyone starts drinking. I go finish cooking for an hour, then we can have food. So it just spreads it out a bit. And I'm also a 6-year-old, so I'll wake up 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day anyway.
I
That's
can
just a fact.
believe that.
Fine. Doesn't surprise me.
No, well, you have to get the rest of it. See, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because you're a child and you're excited for Christmas. The three of us sat with you here have no choice in that because the kids get up at
we
that
do.
time.
No, my
they
kids don't.
No, they don't.
No, my son, you have to physically get him out of bed.
You're
'Cause he
making
will
me
quite
jealous.
he will quite happily stay in bed till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon if needs be.
Envy's not a nice emotion, you know. It only destroys.
I will probably get up around about 7, half 6, 7.
Yeah, but that's normal.
That sounds fair. That sounds fair.
On a day off, that I to be honest, I get up at that time every freaking day of the week. So regardless,
Because then you
like
text
Sundays,
me,
it's
wake
just
me
like
up.
no, because I'll forget.
I mean, you do. Like,
I'll
quite a lot
text
of the
you
time
if
on
you
weekends.
text me to remind me to wake up.
No, I meant on the weekend quite a lot of time. You'll text me and saying, "Are we doing this today?" I'm like, "Well, I was planning on sleeping in, but fine." I then do the
I
same.
had a
exact-
Christmas question then, actually. I had a very Christmas-specific question. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you something that's completely not Christmas first, because it just popped into my head. Because I learned, and this was about a year ago, and I've only just remembered now, so it's not even like I learned it recently. I learned that there are people who use warm water when brushing their teeth. Is that normal for any of you?
No,
Fine.
no.
No,
No. Okay, so
I think
I'm
I
just
did it
checking.
once.
I used Coca-Cola.
and then never did it again.
Fancy.
Coca-Cola probably does a good job of stripping it all away.
It just layers the teeth with a layer of caramel that can't be destroyed throughout the day.
Just dissolves all the bacteria on your teeth and the acid. Apart from Pete's, he's using the sugar-free versions.
I'm not brushing my teeth with it, Happy.
That's where you're going wrong.
Good, because it wouldn't do anything.
No, you're meant to use it as mouthwash, aren't you?
But it tastes similar, so you could arguably replace someone's mouthwash with Coke Zero, and
Is there
they
any
wouldn't notice.
Is there any pain worse than drinking orange juice after using mouthwash?
Yes,
would you do that?
having a tooth infection.
Oh, stop being sensible, Pete. Happy because when we used to do a lot of walking and stuff, we didn't tend to bring our toothbrush and stuff because we're in the middle of fucking the malls. But we'd always bring mouthwash. But I'd always have bottles of orange juice for the morning. But because I'm an unorganised piece of shit, I was like, right, let's get ready to go. And I'm like, I'm not even dressed yet. Shit. Quickly trying to rinse mouth out, fucking spitting that out, packing bag, drink. And then, well, I've got a bottle of orange juice, man. Fuck it, I'll neck this. Oh, God, I had mouthwash. And it's just fucking horrible. It's like that stupid mint shower gel that cooks your balls. You all know the one I mean.
Yeah, we all know the one you mean, but there is no greater way to wake yourself up in the morning.
When we stayed at Tom's, we had like a gamer meet up, all the gamers and stuff. We all met up from WoW and stuff.
Gamers. Epic gamer moments.
It was a really fun weekend, actually. And I grabbed a shower at his, and I just didn't think. I just grabbed shower gel. I was just like, oh my fucking God, my balls are on fire. Oh, okay, right, this is what's happening now, is it? I don't like this. This wasn't pleasant.
I bet it was. I bet you liked it. I cannot get the idea out of my head now that I've just thought about it, that you're into that stuff, actually.
First thing I did is open the door, towel around obviously, looked at Colin, but my balls were on fire, and he just looked at me and walked away.
All right, so the question that reminded me of the hot or cold water for brushing your teeth, which is totally related to nothing. Well, I was going to say presents before or after breakfast. When do you open them?
Before.
After.
There's no chance to, like... You cannot tell a kid
When you've
to
got
eat their
kids-
food before presents are there.
When you've got kids of Happy's age, yeah, definitely before.
See,
When
we
my
took
two
it
were
after.
younger, it was always before. Now it's, no, I'm more interested in stuffing my face. And then we will open presents, but then we tend to open Santa's present and then maybe one or two others, and then everything else is has already been logistically moved to the in-laws or my parents prior, and then we just open everything at there.
So you have targeted destinations for opening presents as well, so it's not centralised.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Yeah, because
Is it-
if it's like last year, the youngest got a bike, and the eldest, which way around was it? One got a bike, one got a scooter. So they were left here, so they opened them at our house, whereas everything else was either at Sab's mum and dad's, so that they could see them opening all of those presents, and then we went to my mum and dad's. Everything from my mum and dad's side of the family was at my mum and dad's, and we just opened everything there. So they kind of got to have two Christmas days, so to speak.
See,
That's
I don't
kinda
know if other
nice.
people do that.
that's kind of what I used to do as well. I'd have, but because obviously my parents split up when I was really young, I'd have Christmas morning at mum's and have all of mum's presents there, and then Christmas afternoon with dad and have all dad's presents there, sort of thing. And again, but the family split as well, so grandparents, mum's side, and all that lot. But then on the breakfast sort of thing, the way I used to have it was I could open the stocking and all the little presents in the stocking before breakfast. Then we had to have breakfast, and then we'd open the rest of them. But I have grandparents on both sides that are diabetic, so they've got to eat at certain times, like the more stricter one. And they both happen to want to eat at 9, so by the time we'd actually got up and done the stocking and all that lot, they'd have to have breakfast anyway, so we'd do that and then go on. But normally it was dad's in the morning for Christmas, and that grandmother is also her birthday Christmas day. So we tend to do her birthday presents first, then we'll do the Christmas presents.
And then you sing Happy Birthday Grandma Jesus, because that's the only logical explanation for having your birthday on Christmas Day.
But then the really stupid thing is she's diabetic, so what we do is we get the biggest, chocolatest cake you can find, because as she says, if she's going to have cake, she might as well go all out.
That's fair.
Oh yeah,
You might as well just...
if you're gonna do it,
If you're gonna,
you go big or go home.
Just go big or go home. So we literally get like the Thornton's quad chocolate decadence with fucking Ferrero Rocher and sprinkles on it. I don't like Ferrero Rocher.
I
And then
love
dunk it
Ferrero
in
Rocher.
20 different types of chocolate. Have fun.
See, one of the reasons I would open presents before breakfast, other than impatient children, is that you can possibly open something that is breakfast. Because, like I mentioned before, it's one of those rare times of year that you don't have to have your usual breakfast. You can have Ferrero Rocher if you like it.
You can't eat Ferrero Rocher before midday.
Oh, yes, you can.
No.
Oh no,
Yes,
you
you
can't.
To Happy you can't. Everywhere else in the world, you are free to do that. However,
That was a pantomime bit we could have done on fucking Christmas podcast, and you all whiffed it.
Nobody needs a
No,
pantomime
but
bit.
we
Oh
heard
yes,
you
they
line it up.
do.
James,
you line
I
it
will
up.
kill you.
I'm sticking by it.
I
He's behind you.
to be honest, Ferrero Rocher within my extended
It's
family, it's not wrong. It is a ticking time bomb, so to speak. No, there's a lovely prank that happens every couple of years where someone gets a massive box of Ferrero Rochers, and they're not Ferrero Rochers, they're Brussels sprouts coated in chocolate.
Why
And
would you
people
go
are
to the
becoming-
trouble of-
People have gone to extreme lengths to make them look like Ferrero Rocher. I am
buy
not
them?
kidding. I know you can
Why
buy them,
did you
but
do
they've
this?
done them themselves. Because it's funny when you see someone bite into one and it's actually a Brussels sprout. Because most
that's
of the
not
people
funny, that's
hate Brussels
traumatic.
sprouts as
Brussels
well.
sprouts are also quite tasty.
No, they're not.
No, you're wrong
This is
on every level.
not
Properly,
wrapped in
No,
properly,
chocolate.
they're amazing.
No, they're not.
No,
Yes, they
they're
are.
horrible.
No, they're
No.
not.
Just
No.
the smell of them is
No,
repulsive.
they don't even smell.
It's just like a shit cabbage.
Roast them. Roast
It's
them.
a shit cabbage.
Cabbage is shit. Brussels ain't.
Brussels is a
Then-
shit cabbage.
Okay, Brussels is a shit place. I don't like Brussels, but the sprouts are
Oh, I
amazing.
quite like
Wow.
Brussels. I like Brussels pate. I just don't like Brussels sprouts.
Like, the sprouts are the only good things to have come out of Brussels.
What about the pate?
What, I hate pate.
Pate is most definitely the best thing to have come out of Brussels.
No, I hate pate.
What about Belgian chocolate?
Baby
Pate's
food for adults.
Lovely.
It's
baby
baby food
food
for
for
adults
adults.
that have their teeth.
What
for some reason
the
are too fucking lazy to chew.
What about
I have
Belgian
absolutely no idea what happened to make this conversation all about Brussels. But I would like to ask Happy, why
I haven't even
is
gone in on
Battenberg
Brussels yet. This is the
acceptable
Christmas
for
edition.
breakfast, but not Ferrero Rocher?
Sorry, go for. I missed that question. Go on.
Why is Battenberg acceptable for breakfast, but not Ferrero Rocher?
What about Belgian
Because
chocolate?
Battenberg has the same ingredients as bread. Chocolate does not. Bread can be used as a breakfast. Chocolate can't.
Marzipan is not the ingredients of bread.
Stollen.
Just to point
Stollen.
out, you can have
Stollen.
chocolate bread, chocolate spread on your toast for breakfast.
I just want to go back to James's point about, marzipan.
Can't
is
you
not
get
the ingredient in
Ferrero
bread.
Rocher
Stollen.
like sandwich
We're not
spread as well?
Stollen.
I'm not sure what Stollen is. We had an argument about
It's
this.
for my
on the
Germany
podcast.
people. It's for my
Germany
Germany people. Yeah. Stollen.
Germany people, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but
If
we're
Stollen,
English.
with its marzipan, counts as a breakfast, as a bread and a breakfast food, so does Battenberg. Refute my logic.
Yeah, but you're English.
Oh,
you were
wait.
singing Rule Britannia earlier, so you can't use the Germans as an argument.
We know everyone's entitled to their opinion, especially if it's wrong.
Yeah, it's just yours is very wrong.
Oh, okay. Like,
And then
if
there's
we're gonna
Happy's
have wrong
opinion, which
opinions
doesn't count
here-
for anything.
If we're going to
My
have wrong
opinions are
opinions
correct.
here, let's have some real wrong opinions. Your favourite Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
Get
This
the
is just
fuck
bait.
out.
See, I
Bait.
like Die Hard, but it's not my
It's
favourite
just
one.
bait.
Elf is my favourite Christmas movie. Elf or Polar Express.
I mean, now that I know that there's trees in Lord of the Rings, it's Lord of the Rings. Like, Die Hard was there for
stupid.
years.
What the
Trees in it,
fuck?
you say.
All right, if we're going down the base, so it becomes this question of what defines a Christmas movie.
I don't get that. What the fuck?
Fucking did it!
Got to
I
do
derailed the
with it?
podcast. He's in tears.
This is just so
I wouldn't say you derailed it. It was more of a apocalyptic event that just happened.
I fucking did it.
It's trees. It's just. Oh, no. I just headbutted the
treasonous.
microphone. I don't know if you heard it.
I don't even know who's talking anymore. 'Cause you're so
Oh,
high
God.
pitched.
What kind of treason
I
is he
fucking did
committing
it.
now?
What
Oh,
do
I'm
trees
done.
have to do with Christmas?
Oh, no.
What
You
the
see,
fuck
now
kind
I
of
have
question
to
is that,
decorate
James?
every year from now on. I am decorating my Christmas tree with hobbits just to honour that. Oh,
You've started a new family tradition in Pete's house.
Oh,
my back
God.
hurts. My
that
back
is the
hurts.
stupidest logic I've ever heard.
That's happy logic. and it makes me smile.
That's happy logic. Okay.
I feel sorry for your fiance sometimes, Happy.
So do I.
I feel sorry for his kids, to be honest.
Oh dear, I'm
Oh,
in
his kids
pain.
have got parts of him in there. They're just going to be just as weird,
Oh.
stupid.
Does anybody here still watch live TV?
No.
Do you still pay a TV license and actually watch stuff that's on? Nobody watches it anymore.
Technically,
I mean, I watch Match of the Day.
I still pay for it because I watch stuff on iPlayer.
I watch Match of the Day and the kids watch CBeebies.
Right? Okay, so that's a waste of money. You could just pay
I
for
tend to
Netflix.
watch Top Gear. But
Isn't
I watch
it
it
on
about
Amazon?
No, it's on BBC.
No,
Grand
Top
Tours
Gear
on
is still on BBC.
They've got
Oh, the
Tours
repeats.
Amazon, yeah. No, they've got new Top Gear with new people.
Who is it? It's Freddie Flintoff, Paddy McGuinness,
hell.
and
No Lakey, no
the
Lakey.
other one that I don't know.
It's
It's
like
that,
going from a fucking Ferrari to a Robin Reliant.
well, see,
It's better than when it was Chris freaking Evans.
at one
Jesus
point they had
Christ.
Chris Evans. They had
Chris
Matt
Evans was on there.
Yeah, they had Matt
There,
LeBlanc.
Chris Evans.
Matt
Matt
was
LeBlanc.
on it
I
at
can't
some
remember who
point.
the other one was.
Sabine
See,
Smith
Matt
was in
LeBlanc.
there. Chris Harris has been doing it for a while now. But now they've got Freddie, Paddy, and Chris Harris.
That's like the start of a bad joke.
It does. It's actually working quite well. It's not as good as the original was, but it's capturing some of the magic
It's
again.
slowly it's catching the magic. Whereas it was kind of like they made the big song and dance about Chris Evans when they relaunched it, and it was just like, yeah, Chris Evans, you don't gel with any of the other hosts.
Chris Evans tried to.
Nice.
And
Chris Evans
he
might
tried
be
too
a-
hard, but he's a proper car nut.
He is a
Yeah,
proper
he might be a
car
car nut and he might know
And
his
Top
tunes,
Gear
but it's
was more of
chemistry.
it's a bunch of lads taking the piss and having a laugh
It's an entertainment
with
show.
them talking about cars,
But yeah, that's-
rather
that's-
than Chris
Harris
Evans
just had
being
no
the full-on.
chemistry. You just
It is an entertainment show, you see, and it's very well put together, or was at least. I don't really watch it anymore. But when it was Clarkson, Hammond, and May, I still watch Grand Tour occasionally because I hate the three of them. But I can't help but think like they're such pricks. But I really enjoyed one watching. It's so
just,
well done.
The chemistry of them is just
Yeah, it's fantastic. I cannot get past how much I like the show enough to hate them and turn it off. So it's,
Clarkson
they're always on
Farm
to
was
a
pretty
winner
good.
with them. I never watched that.
that was pretty good. I'd give that a watch if I were you. I'd recommend it.
Even just to like get pissed off by Clarkson or
Yeah, he's pretty
okay.
good. At that. I mean,
Now,
just-
cast your minds back for me, gentlemen, across all the Christmases that you can possibly remember.
We never actually discussed about the films.
I know it was just bait. It's
Well,
okay.
I asked
Oh,
for the
okay.
definition of a Christmas film, to be honest, and I never got an answer. So
You asked for
Pete-
what? Sorry.
Pete just wanted to
the
bait
definition
us
of a
so-
Christmas film, but it's a baity question.
A
So
film you watch
that's
at
Pete
Christmas
all
is what
over.
I call a Christmas film.
Yeah, I make a big song and dance about Die
Any
Hard not being a
James
Christmas
Bond film.
but I actually don't care what you watch at Christmas. I just do it to piss Happy off.
See, I quite watch Harry Potter.
It doesn't piss
Christmas
me
as
off
well.
because people are allowed to be wrong.
I don't know.
There's
You
7
seem
billion
awfully
people on
passionate
the
about
planet.
it whenever I contradict you.
There's 7 billion people on it. Some of them are going to be wrong a lot of the time.
Happy's
And
wrong 95%.
most of the ones most of the ones that are wrong all happen to like Die Hard at Christmas.
And most of them use Netflix as well.
No,
Touche.
I know.
Stubborn
To be
English,
honest,
isn't he?
it was a bit of a baity question, and I gave a bit of a baity answer. I'd
You
probably say
did.
Polar Express.
Polar Express is a good film.
Polar Express is pretty
Muppets
good.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
It's a good film.
The Muppets Christmas Carol is the
super.
superior Christmas Carol. I'm
It's gonna
sorry.
be
I
crazy.
like
The
most of them.
Grinch. Quite enjoyed
I
The Grinch
quite
with
like
Grinch
Love
is
Jim
Actually
Carrey.
as well.
I like Love Actually. I'll agree with James on that.
It is a good
Love
film.
Actually is a bit...
I'm out on that one because I just hate those kind of films.
It's
They
a
That's
good
fine.
do not interest me in the slightest.
Okay,
Right, anyway, so
now
back
we're
to
going to think
casting our
backwards
time back.
here. We're going to think backwards, so James, you're in for a good time because you always think backwards. Out of all the Christmases that
Hang
you
on,
could possibly
there was no need for that.
there was. I single you out every week when we do a podcast
Think
because there's
backwards,
only
he
you
is
to single out.
backwards.
I'm not going to change that just because there are other people present. Across all the Christmases you can remember from your earliest childhood until last year, what was the gift that you opened that you struggled to even feign gratitude after seeing? The absolute worst Christmas present you received.
Fuck. Oh, I know exactly which one it is. And I...
Pete gave me
Are you allowed to say about
You
it?
can't say it.
No, I can. No, I can. It would be the Game Boy Advance. Not the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy that my parents bought me.
How is that the worst gift you ever got?
Because they returned an N64 to get me said Game Boy.
So they traded in an N64 and got you a Game Boy.
64? Yes.
Oh. Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the problem.
Because I made a comment, supposedly I made a comment about how much I wanted a Game Boy, even though I'd been going on for ages about how much I really, really, really wanted the brand new N64 that had just come out and was the #1 gift for that Christmas. You could not physically get them anywhere. And my parents turned up at Toys R Us on Christmas Eve to return it to buy me a Game Boy, and supposedly the manager sat there laughing as they were doing it. Yeah, I was not fucking impressed.
Oh dear.
Wow.
I mean,
That's a sad story. I
You're
think
not
I
proper
need a
Game
minute
Boy.
for that one.
yeah, everyone just a minute for Claw.
A
Yeah,
minute
that's
for that N64.
Yeah, that's enough. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's enough. I once got a jumper. No, that doesn't sound too
Is
bad.
that the end of the story? Oh,
No,
sorry.
there's
Go
more
on.
to it. But it was a really, really pale, just horrible blue. Like the sort of thing your nan would put on a 5-year-old. My nan got this for me. And it was just this weird blue, proper really tight neck woolen jumper sort of thing. Had a little red boat on it. All that lot. Sort of the gift that you'd end up giving to a 5-year-old. It sounds vaguely okay, doesn't it?
If you were 5.
I was 27.
Ooh. So that was last year.
Year before. I'm 29 now, Pete.
Are you? I don't know.
Yeah. And the worst thing is like, oh, put it on then, put it on. And I put it on and I wore it. And then we went out to Christmas dinner for that year. We didn't cook. We went out for Christmas dinner and I forgot I was still wearing it. So all the pictures, it just looks like I'm 5 in a really big body. It was just... Why
That's
did you
cute.
think anyone would ever want to wear
No,
it?
come on. No, Christmas is about tacky and odd.
Oh, this tacky
Oh,
and all.
yeah.
I
no, that's
always
just
wear
me.
bad Christmas jumpers, and I've got stupid elf slippers that jingle
My
and all
nan
that
will-
lot I always wear.
It was a
My
loving,
nan,
caring
God
gift
rest her
from your
soul.
grandma.
But yeah, she thought I'd like it, and I'm just like, yeah, 22 years ago.
Did she knit it herself, or did she buy it for you?
she bought it. If she knitted it herself, that'd be different. No, she bought it. It looked like it had been home knitted.
Wow. Okay. Now, my nan, every Christmas, I'd get a pair of gloves that would be the right size in everywhere but where you put your hand in. So you'd be trying to scrunch your hand as small as possible to get it in. To get it, put your hand in so it got to your wrist and then it would stop hurting. You always had to feign thank for that. It was just like, thanks, Nan.
That sounds like one of the games you play at Christmas, to be honest. Like a challenge, around the dinner table. Hey, do you play games with your family? Board games? Do they come out at Christmas?
Yes, but I play board games most of the year anyway.
When no one was
yes.
asking you, James.
Oh, but you were. You asked the podcast.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not historically, but in the last couple of years, James has got me into a couple of board games, and I've ended up bought them. One Christmas, I think, not last year, the year before, we bought my mum and dad's Ticket to Ride.
Great game.
And
It's about
we'll
trains.
end up playing that for a couple
James
of hours
likes
in the
trains.
afternoon. Once everyone's kind of gone through their comatose stage of recovering from Christmas dinner. We've what was it? We've bought a game called Wingspan for this year, which we're going to take over theirs to play. So, whereas you go over Sab's mum and dad's, and it's just like, yeah, bring the board games over. That would be really nice. And then you go to get them out, and they're just like, oh, don't worry about it. And just like, okay.
Happy, you strike me as a more traditional Monopoly or Cluedo kind of guy.
You don't play board games.
You don't play
Really?
board games.
Like, we've got a copy of Monopoly, obviously, but we rarely bring it out.
Isn't it
Does
UK
Any
law that you
house
have
in
to own a
England
copy?
Not have a copy of Monopoly.
I would say, isn't it written in UK law that you have to own a copy of Monopoly?
Part of owning a passport, yeah, you've got to have a copy.
And there's like parts of it have to be compulsory missing as well.
So do you not have any sort of group family activities then, Happy? Is it just like, we've had dinner, we've opened presents, now piss off to your room while I play on my new game?
No, we sit there and spend time as a family. We just
Doing
don't
what? You've got
play
it's an
games.
focal activity. You just sort of stare at
There's
each
plenty
other.
There's Lego, there's guns, sometimes we fight. Like, you eat
Oh, you
food,
have Christmas in
things.
Texas. Sorry, I misunderstood.
But yeah, playing
but
with
yeah,
peasants
not board
is
games.
more what he's getting at, I think.
You just play with the shit they get.
Happy's eating too much. He's passed out on the sofa. His partner's having to do the washing up because Happy hasn't done it. The kids are playing. It's family time, right?
Family fun, yeah. I've cooked. I'm asleep at that point.
I've done my bit. That's
I'm
a
done
lot
for
of
the
what I
day.
do Christmas Day. We don't tend to do board games Christmas Day so much. We tend to do it Boxing Day and stuff. But we will normally either play... we used to do charades, or charades, whatever you want to call it, quite a lot. But we finally got out of that fucking routine. Thank God, I hate that game. Then, if we've got a lot of people over, we're drunk, we'll do that game where you've got to write a famous person on a bit of paper and stick it on someone's head, and they've got to guess who they are.
Oh yeah.
We do
That's
that
a great game. Unfortunately, I don't know anybody famous. Like I'm really bad with like pop culture and stuff like that. I'm so out of touch.
Whenever
But
we
if
do-
you did it with something like there was this one my sister introduced me to. I can't remember what it was. It was something on a phone, and you would pick a category, and then you would like hold the phone up to your head, and if you guessed, if someone would describe the thing, you have to guess the answer. So it's a similar sort of thing, and then you would nod, and the phone obviously knows you've nodded, and it would give you a tick, and then you would flip your head back if you couldn't get it as to pass. And I'm really good at describing these things if I know what they are, but I'm also I'm terrible at guessing them. I'm good at I'm good at feeding people the answers. But
the one we started doing recently is called Articulate, where you've got to like you get put into groups and teams and all that lot, and you get your cards and you've got to describe the word on it, but you can't say it starts with whatever letter it rhymes with.
yeah, similar thing to that. I love games like that.
I still think the best clue I've ever given, and my cousin got it absolutely instantly, is it was nature was the round, and I said, "What is a gay shark?" You have to guess what animal it was. Any ideas?
Right.
What do you reckon?
Dolphin.
A gay shark is? Exactly. He got it instantly. Everyone else in the family looked like, "What the hell do you mean? A dolphin is a gay shark."
Okay, I agree that I got it straight away. I don't know why I made that connection. Why is that?
Exactly. You don't know why, but it just makes sense, doesn't it?
I've never been ever concerned about the sexual orientation of sea creatures, but
Did you know
right now I'm
dolphins
wondering
have a
what it
rapey
is that
problem?
makes. Did I know what?
Dolphins have a rapey problem.
Okay,
They'll like bite the heads off fish and just go to town on it.
that's not Christmassy, James. I'm sorry.
It's random dolphin
I'm gonna have to put my
facts.
foot down right now. That's you can't. You save that for the regularly scheduled shit show of a podcast. You don't bring that up at Christmas.
What, dolphin rape.
Yeah.
Okay then. Penguins also have
Okay.
similar
Now,
problems
just
as well,
something to just segueing back to something a little more comfortable. Has anybody ever made it through a Christmas day without falling asleep after the age of 13?
but-
Yes.
Yes. Multiple times.
Yes.
No,
What the
even
hell's wrong
difficult.
with you?
Not even difficult.
No. You got to remember,
How can you possibly stay awake after consuming that many calories?
see,
Don't shut your eyes.
my defence is I've not finished rapping until about 3 in the morning because I'm unorganised. I've then woken up again at 4 in the morning, so I've already had an hour's sleep. I've been cooking all day and genuinely being a 6-year-old all day. I've then eaten my body weight in food twice, and then I sit down in front of the TV to watch normally the Gavin Stacey Christmas special, and the moment the words appear on the screen, I'm asleep. And I'm okay with it. I've also drunk quite a lot as well, but only by that point. It's
That
the
was
best
something
part.
somebody at work was discussing his plans for Christmas Day, and he said he's going to start drinking from the point he wakes up. And I said, "You're just going to ruin your Boxing Day." He said, "No, I've done the maths. If I start drinking in the morning, I'll drink myself to sleep by 5, and I'll be perfectly sober for Boxing Day at the time I wake up."
See, the
Doesn't
bit-
seem like a terrible idea.
Normally, I don't drink. I will have maybe one on Christmas Day and Boxing Day because I'm driving.
see,
Well, that's sensible.
that's-
Thank you
But
for not condoning drink driving.
However, this Christmas, we are going to either, weather depending, we're either walking to my mum's because she lives all of about 5 minutes down the road, because we don't have a lot of presents to take this year. Or my mum and dad are going to pick us up when they go to pick my brother up. So I have elected I'm going to have a bit more to drink this year.
it's a bit merry.
Yes.
As is your right, as
Yes,
a
as is
free
my
citizen
goddamn right.
of the United Kingdom,
And the reason you're a free
land
citizen
of
It's because you own a copy of Monopoly.
You passed the test.
However,
And
I do not have a
therefore you have free
passport
will.
because the
I have-
passport office is a bunch of wankers.
I have a question on topic now. What versions
Okay.
of Monopoly do you guys own?
I
OG
have
version.
Oh,
I have
God.
The Simpsons.
I have
I
a original version from about the 80s.
Nice.
I have a kids version, and somewhere I have a crap. Which Star Wars film was it?
They're all the same. Just Star Wars will do.
It's either episode 2 or episode 3. I have a version of that is Star Wars related. I can't remember which one it is though.
I
All I
believe
know
I
is
own
It
two
really
Monopoly.
irritates me
It
that
had
you bothered
Hayden
to
Christensen
do
in
an
it.
individual Monopoly for each episode of Star Wars, despite it all just being Star Wars. That's like saying I got the Friends
It had-
Monopoly, but just the season 1.
It had this really weird like Jedi and Sith mechanic, which
I
if
have
you
that
and
copy.
someone else landed on the same thing, you had to roll this other dice, and one of you got moved or something. If
Yeah, I have that. It's
You like dueled every
It's not
time you
Monopoly.
landed on the same thing. You're just like, what is this shit? So
See, my favourite rendition of Monopoly is the one where they removed all the money from it and just give you a card.
Oh, I
and it just-
hated that one.
Oh,
And the little
Terrible.
calculator does it for you. I like
I
it.
know.
It's just so
No,
much
I've
easier.
never
Yeah,
played.
but
I've
you
never
need
played
to
one of
be
it's too
those.
Fine.
digital.
Batteries, because the stupid. Happy, you work in banking.
So it's legit.
Does
right?
it just
legit.
remind you of
Yeah.
work?
Legit, yeah. The move to cards makes people stupid with money.
Yes.
Like Monopoly, moving to cards makes people stupid with money.
You just don't pay attention to how much you're handing over, do you?
They don't realise how far overdrawn they are and that the bailiffs are on the way.
So this is life lessons with Happy here. This is you won't get the card Monopoly because you're teaching your kids how to be in debt, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also to see physically how far in debt they are.
Right. Okay.
But serious note,
Because then Happy can then chastise them for being crap with their money.
Yeah, but nobody
There is a
takes cash
benefit to
anymore.
cash. But that's the thing. People do take cash. Shops do take cash.
Shops
People
do,
should
but not the
use
people that want
cash
to buy
with their
stuff from.
kids.
A lot of shops still take money. It's just they would prefer you to pay on card because then it reduces
They
the
would.
risk of. But they'll happily take your money. I've gone in loads of places where
Go-karting
I'm
wouldn't.
expecting the kids.
There's a whole generation of kids who are going to grow up without cash and just seeing a load of random numbers on the screen. And trust me, from experience, those people are thick as shit when it comes to money.
That's just the younger generation, but
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Right.
My kids, you give them money and it's like you need to put some away. You need to do this, that, and it's just like, oh, where's all your money? Oh, I bought this, that, and the other. And it's like, well,
Kicks.
where's all your leftover money?
Also easier, like when you've got a note or a couple of coins, the symbolism of you don't have that note, you have this instead. Like that can't be replicated with a card.
Yeah.
I completely resent the implication that using your money for Jaffa cakes is a bad thing. So I'm just gonna let you know that I'm offended by your remark, James. That Jaffa
I
cakes.
get where Happy's
is-
coming from, and it's a
Jaffa cakes is
very,
a great reason to spend
very
more.
good point.
No, I totally understand where Happy's coming from as well. I suffer from it myself as well. If I spend too much card wise and I don't constantly look at what I'm spending, for some reason the amount of money doesn't seem real, but even though
That's
it
the
very
thing,
much is.
like, if you go
Yeah,
back 10, 15, 20 years, yeah, people used to get a bank statement once a month on paper and they knew where they were. They worked by cash.
But people
Whereas now-
can check the bank a lot more easily now with online banking.
But that's the thing.
I know-
it
but
drives- because
it's-
it's cards, you have to check every day. That's
But
a
then
really
you've also
bad
got
cycle.
you also have the issue of like you have. I can log into my bank right now. I can guarantee it. If I've paid for anything via PayPal today, it won't show that it's gone out my bank.
you
I've
pay
got
by
loads
Visa,
of
it takes 5
transactions that are
days.
pending. So you'll have your actual money in your account, and then this is what it actually will
Oh,
be
don't
once
get me
all of
started
these
on that.
transactions have been processed. And it's kind of like, so how much do I actually have?
See, well, mine's
And 9 times out of
changed
10, people
recently.
always go, this is the higher number. This is how much money I have, and then you go through it.
You would see those people, but no lie, a dozen times a day. A dozen times a day, at least, you'd have to sit there and go, this your bank balance, not your bank balance, ignore it, it's a lie. The available is what you should look at. And the amount of people who don't get that, Why is it different? Because you spent 30 quid in fucking B&M yesterday. Like,
Who spends 30
Yeah,
quid? Yeah,
people.
well, I was going to be a little bit more rude, but like, I toned it down.
It's
at
a
the last
case
minute.
of
That's what came to
you
mind.
pay. If you pay for something cash, it's gone straight away. You pay for something on card, it sits there for a day or so and then disappears.
Card should go straight. There isn't any reason it can't. Like when you think about bank transfers, when you think about Chap Swift,
I think they don't go straight
can go.
away as a fraud prevention thing, though.
it doesn't prevent fraud.
Was it if you were to spot it on your online banking?
People
before
won't.
it
you spot it
You
on
would
your
be
online
shocked
banking-
at how many
If
people
you spot it on your
don't
online
check
banking
their accounts.
while it's pending and not taken, and you go to your bank, if they're anything like the one that I work for, the answer will be we can't do anything until it's taken.
So it's
It has
pointless.
to leave. It has to leave before we step
Okay.
in.
Um,
And the company you're speaking to that's dealing with it, let's say you get charged twice by Tesco, like they will also say, well, until it clears, you can't do anything. That 5-day delay is pointless in this day and age.
Well, I
how
learned
much
something
does-
here.
How much does that annoy you at work?
It really, like, seriously, the amount of things that we would see at work either because A, people are stupid, or B, systems are designed stupidly for no reason. Like, it is ridiculous.
Well,
whole thing
it's
is
not
a
necessarily.
5-day
It's not
pending.
necessarily that a
It's
system is
stupid.
designed stupidly. A system sometimes is
It's
designed
probably
in
just
such a
hangover
way.
from being old.
Yeah, it's designed to work within a set kind of function, but that function has changed so much it's no longer fit for purpose. But no one wants to change it because no one wants to. It
Kind of like my
works.
knees. They are no longer fit for purpose, but no one's changed them for me.
I know because they still work.
You are right. Scott, like,
The stairs
principles-
would disagree with that statement.
But yeah,
principles created what 20, 30, how many years ago? Like, it was created in a time where things didn't work instantly.
Yeah.
Where things needed to be manually processed
well,
as well.
It's
Why does
like
it take
why
3 days? For my check?
technically why does the
Checks take 3 days,
most
but-
checks
and
are,
that is a fraud. It doesn't anymore. It
if I
doesn't.
say checks is usually like I can
Next
take a
working
photo
day.
of my check and the money's in my account straight away.
Oh no, I take a photo of my check and do all that on the app, but it still takes like 2 days for it to appear.
Next working day by 5 o'clock, guaranteed. Unless maybe you're using
If you
an app
bank
and
with
you're
Are you
Happy
trying to
Feet.
get us to switch to your bank here? Is that what's happening?
No,
Are we
no.
being-
It's just the general.
No, don't,
check
because I still
clearing
haven't closed
service.
my account with his bank because I have to go in to do it. I can't do it over the phone, and it annoys me.
With genuine
This whole
company-
podcast was just a sales pitch from Happy all along, wasn't it?
Fuck's
Fact
sake.
checks, genuine standard for the industry. If you have a check and you pay it in by 5 o'clock the next working day, there may be some extra, whatever. But
Extra
if you
shit.
go to a bank, a branch, and pay your check in, it will be ready at the
But
latest
the branches are never
5 p.m. the next working day.
No bank.
I
branches
can't
ever
really
open.
talk because we've had 3 of our local branches have shut within the last, or announced that they're going to be closing in the last
My
month.
one's not. I mean, I don't work there anymore, but my one's not.
The local bank for me.
The Barclays
opens
has
at
gone.
9 and shuts at 2.
The NatWest is
What
going.
fucking use is that? Monday to Friday. What use is that?
Oh yeah. Most of our local banks shut at 4.
Anybody who can use it during those hours doesn't have a job and doesn't need to use it. That's the problem.
Exactly. Anyone who has money because they work can't go to the bank between 9 and 2 Monday to Friday.
Well, I remember
And
when
we're
it was
also-
like all the local banks shut at 4. They were only open on a Saturday morning, if you were lucky.
And
The truth is,
they're
the banks
using
do not
COVID
want
as
you
an
to
excuse
use the
still.
bank. They don't want to see you.
Yeah, but I want to close my account.
They don't want to see you. Why would they want you to close your account?
But because
And
right
this is why I
now,
didn't want my name shared or where I work shared, because here's the truth. Here is the fucking truth.
Happy
Now
works
you're a
for
whistleblower. This
Barclays.
is terrible.
That is a lie.
Oh,
Banks
good.
do not
I'm
give a
glad
shit
you
about
disclaimed
people.
that it was a lie.
They
Just keep
do not
naming
want you to
everybody
visit them.
but the bank he works for, and then
Yeah.
eventually people will know which one he works for.
Like,
Ah,
they don't. That's
there
why
we
they shut
go.
the branches.
People are making notes, you know. People are already on the search for
People
some
don't
penguin
listen
sat
to our
behind a cashier's
podcasts.
desk.
Okay.
So
fair enough,
also
I'm
now
sorry.
you admit it. I've been telling you this every week.
Wow.
You
Domestic.
can actually listen to the podcast.
completely going back to I own 9 copies of Monopoly.
That's what I wanted to
The
say.
complete
Actually,
rewind of the conversation.
yeah, I wanted to rewind it as well because that entire
When is
conversation
too
started
many?
by Monopoly.
When do you get to the point of critical mass of when is too many copies of Monopoly too
2
many?
of them have never been
One.
opened.
One. Perfect.
You've gone past critical mass, then, James. I
But
think
those-
you need to.
the two that
I
haven't
think you
opened
need
were given as
help.
presents. Presents?
I think you need help.
You only ever need one copy of Monopoly,
I have.
or enough individual.
And it
copies
has to be
make
the
a work.
local version for your town or county.
I have the Devon one. I have the Plymouth one. I have the Plymouth Argyle one.
localized monopoly. That's just,
Localised
God,
Monopoly, yeah.
I am so frustrated with that.
There is a Devon Monopoly. So there's a Plymouth one as well. I own both of them. They're under my feet right now.
I am getting
I don't know
anxiety
if it's
from
for
the
the
amount of
town
monopolies
or
that
for
I've
the
learned
county.
exist.
I have Alton Towers and Fort Park.
You reckon London gets its own? Like, hear me out.
You
yeah?
do get borough-based ones, yes.
Fucking hell.
Oh my
There's
god!
like,
Like,
there's
just
like
in
a
case you
London-
didn't.
There
want
is
to
a
have
chance
to
that
get some
somewhere
north, south, or
Old
west
Kent
side.
Road is the equivalent to Pall Mall.
You just get an East End version.
Wow.
I believe there's also one just off the underground. So each stop's an underground, or each area is an underground stop.
Wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
That'd be pretty cool.
No, it wouldn't.
You'd probably
I'm
do
just
one
going to
with football
butt in and
teams.
shut you all up for just 10 seconds while I point out to everybody that not everybody has family and friends around to play board games with at Christmas. And that's a very, very serious issue. And we piss around a lot, but there are a lot of lonely people out there. They're planning on drinking the day away. They're planning on crying themselves to sleep. And that ain't right. So if you know people, because we all know someone who's going to spend Christmas alone. We'll all deny it, but we either worked with them, went to school with them, so whatever. Just send them a text. Say Merry Christmas. Ask them how they are. Don't let people be alone. Be the friend you'd want. None of us want to be alone on Christmas. The people who are going to be alone on Christmas don't want that either.
And if you are alone on Christmas and you don't know who to reach out to, you don't know who to talk to, you can always ring Samaritans on 116123.
And hey, if you're really desperate for someone to talk to, contact us on our socials.
We'll be on Discord.
We'll get back to you.
We'll always be on Discord. We have no lives.
And to those people who are, going to have a horrible Christmas, because there are people who are gearing themselves up for a fucking horrible day, I hope that next year brings you everything you need.
Speaking of that, I'm going to lower the tone again as usual. I don't
That's
like
fine.
how much 2022 sounds like 2020 Part 2. Because 2020 was shit, and I don't want Part 2 of it.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. You made me cough
2022 Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. It sounds terrifying, doesn't it?
Wait, does that mean that 2021 means 2021?
Yeah, 2021 put us in this state, and now we're going to open 2022.
Basically, we're going into part 3 now.
It's just... we all
Because
know
2020
part
was...
three- Part 3 of the trilogy is always the worst one.
Is this the end of the world?
I don't know.
As we
Part
know it.
3 in some trilogies is pretty good.
Yeah, Return of
think
the
of
King
any of
was
them.
fucking great.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
is it
Return of
better
the
than
King.
Fellowship or Two Towers? Fellowship
Yes, it
was
is.
amazing.
No, but it's a complete package, and it's still fucking great.
It is, but out of the three of them, which is the worst?
Two Towers.
Oh, I like Two Towers. I love Helm's Deep.
Helm's
isn't
Deep
the
is the
worst.
highlight
That's
of
a
Two
trick question.
Towers, but Two Towers is the worst
But
of the
it's such
three.
a good highlight, it makes up for it, and I think Return of the King is the worst.
I can't help but agree, actually, with that. It does make
Now,
up
tell you
for
what.
the rest of the film.
So,
The only
Return of
reason
the King is the worst. Therefore, the third one is the
Here's
worst.
2 hours of pure filler, and then here's an hour-long battle.
And that's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Go on, Happy, what were you saying then?
The Return of the King is the worst for one reason: the Army of the Dead. The only time I watched those films and let down by the animation.
Yeah,
It just looks janky.
I will agree with that. They could have done it so much. Actually, I don't... How old are those films? Was that as good as
20
Disney
Very
could
old.
do?
20 years.
Early
20
2000s?
They're 20 years.
2000 was the first one, I think, wasn't it? Or
2000 was the
2001?
first. 2001 was the
Oh,
first.
they came out consecutive years, didn't they?
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. So, yeah, we're coming
Yeah,
up
so
to
2000.
So it may well be pushing what animatronics, what CGI could have done, because it was couldn't have done.
Well, they
animatronics.
were pushing boundaries, actually, because the scene in Moria with the Balrog, they had to write the code for the fire specifically for that film.
When you look at how
They
good
couldn't
the
make a
Balrog is-
convincing fire effect that
Look
they
at how
wanted, so they
good-
had to make one.
How good the Balrog is. Compare that to the Army of the Dead.
It
But
is, yeah.
then-
It's such a juxtaposition, like it's such a contrast.
What's the
If you
worst?
played them next to each other, it'd be much more jarring.
But
Fortunately, they are 2 films apart.
then,
They
of the
do
re-
plan together because you have them fighting the mummucks or whatever they are, like the big mammoths and ogres, and you can see that contrast.
But I would say, is that the reason why they have to make it look a bit shit? Because they use them in such big scenes that they wouldn't have been able to make them as good as say the Balrog is in the big
because
scenes where the big
if you
fights
make
are,
them
because
look
at that
too
point-
good,
So the quantity over quality.
Yeah, I think that's
yeah, but
what they
you've got to think it's like you're doing one giant beast, so you can make it look really, really good. Whereas if you do lots and lots of people, it starts to look janky as hell.
Are we now approaching the method for painting Warhammer figures? Because I feel like this is very, very close to
No,
home
that's
in that
all
situation.
it's all janky at that
We're
point.
not going to get into this. No, we're not starting.
We're not
Warhammer.
gonna,
I'd like to go
that
at some
is that is a conversation for another
point.
podcast.
You freaking do a podcast about that.
The one where James didn't want to turn up,
One thing I keep thinking of,
but we still made him edit it anyway.
is
That's perfect.
you make it sound like I do a lot of effort in editing. I don't. Are we getting ripe for them to be remade? But the worry is,
No.
will they fuck it
They
up?
will
No.
never be remade. They won't
No.
be remade.
Because we got the TV
If they-
series next year.
They're classics.
Remade is the wrong.
No.
word for what will
The
happen.
TV
There will be
series
another
isn't
adaptation.
remakes though. The TV series is
No,
set
I know
in
it's
the
not.
age
It's-
before
I know-
Lord of the
I know it's
Rings.
before, but I'm looking forward to that. I just suddenly remembered. But it's one of
Yeah.
those ones.
Um,
If they could get all the actors,
Too
as-
old.
Lord of the Rings,
No. All the
Harry
actors as they
Potter.
were, is what I was going to say. If they could get them all
I-
to just do it again with modern technology, that'd
No.
be great. But
No.
It's perfect as it is. Like,
I think Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. There's probably some others in there as well. I don't think should be remade.
There are
You
certain
basically
characters
shit on the legacy of those
Yeah,
films.
there are
by
certain
remaking
characters that
Remastered.
cannot be played by anybody else. They do get remastered though. The Blu-ray release has been upscaled and
the
things
Blu-ray
like
was
that.
upscale. wasn't
Depends on the scale of remaster. If you're talking George Lucas remastered, then get the fuck out.
it? Yeah, so that wasn't a good remaster. But some remasters have worked. But as Pete says, it was upscaled to Blu-ray actually as well. I forgot that, and they did a pretty good job on it.
like visually, it stands up to most things now anyway. It's like, people make allowances for older films. You know, it's not. You don't have to
Yeah, but the reason it
twist
makes
someone's
up that it
brain
looks
to
so
accept
good,
that it's a bit older.
the reason a lot of it looks so good as well, though, is because it was just filmed in really pretty places.
Yeah, that's
Most
they
of
did.
the-
Well,
Most of the
well,
scenery
there's
isn't
a
CGI. That is just New Zealand.
If you watch
yeah,
Lord of the
it
Rings
was-
and then you watch The Hobbit, there's a jarring shift in quality because of the over-reliance in CGI in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you can see
Is it
that.
the one of the scenes with Legolas jumping onto a horse? I was just like, that looks.
I don't think I
fucking
can talk about it without getting angry.
janky as fuck. I was like, I can deal with janky when he was doing his dance around the giant
I think-
oliphant, but he's getting on a horse.
Yeah,
You could have just filmed someone doing that,
Yeah,
but
I
you
totally
decided
agree.
to do CGI.
But
so
see,
it
now
looks
one of the
stupid.
things that made Lord of the Rings look gritty and real was most of it was just people in costumes.
Yeah,
It's like films these days.
you'll always have
There's a
that.
sweet spot. Like you look at old Star Wars, yeah. You know, you can tell how bad that is in terms of graphics and CGI. And see it clearly.
Not bad, but old.
Old, yeah. Then there's like a sweet spot, which Lord of the Rings, are the Undead, sort of fits into, where you know but you can't tell. And then we've come out the other side where everything is just animated, and you can tell straight off the bat.
And that's what The Hobbit
Everything's
suffered
animated.
with, I think. Because
Lord of
most
the
of
Rings
the,
is perfect.
the
Yeah.
goblins
Hobbit
and things were
suffered-
just purely animated.
Why would you remake something that's not going to be better from a remake? Because it would just be animated.
I just
The thing
want
is,
to
though,
just
we're
fix the
now
few
in
issues,
that
basically, like the
we're
Army
now
Dead.
in that technical age where it's generally probably cheaper just to do everything CGI than it is to do stuff practical.
Yeah,
Even
especially since
better.
like a lot of things can be generated with presets and things like that now.
Yeah, so
texture
you'll have
artists are
points
so
where effects are still kind of like are helpful on a practical sense, but very few directors, other than like the older generation ones, that are just like it's just easier to do visual because they'll have the film studio be like, well, it's cheaper to do visual, so we're going to do visual
This
rather than
objectively
practical.
works.
Whereas you look at
But
most of
there's
the
another
modern...
problem there. If you do cheap visuals, it looks cheap as well.
Exactly. But it's you look at like the last 5-10 years, how many films have used practical effects? like
Not
have
really.
No,
gone
it's
out of their way to do it. So like I know Fury Road, that was practical effects. And other than that, I can't think of many more recently.
also reads,
I don't
like,
watch a lot.
I
of
think
films.
quite a few of Chris Nolan films. He likes practical effects a lot
Need for
because
Speed.
he
not
likes
practical.
shooting on
Just randomly on that, but that's like a 8-year-old film.
some of the older ones, maybe the newer ones,
No,
probably
Need for
not.
Speed, not Fast and Furious.
Oh, Need for Speed.
That was all. It's not a great film, but it's all physically done stunts, which you can tell when they do it. Obviously, the cars
Oh, yeah.
are flip cars rather than they don't actually use a £5
Yeah,
million
yeah, yeah.
Lamborghini. They use a shell car. But all the flips of the cars and the trick and the crashes and all that lot were all genuinely done, and you can tell because they look so realistic because they were. They did crash.
Yeah.
And they did pick one up with a helicopter. But anyway, before we go too far down the rabbit hole of movies, it's probably a good time to end it because we've been doing this over an hour now.
You know what? I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, but I said it first because I'm better.
I'm proud of you. Normally it's me trying to tell you to shut up so I can end it.
Yeah, now I'm telling you to shut up. So shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the
All right,
Christmas
Mum and Dad, calm
words
down.
from our mouths. Yes, we have these arguments all the time, and I apologise to our children who are present for it this time.
We don't
This
love
has
you.
been the Christmas words from our mouths. You can get in touch with us in all the usual ways. James will put those on your screen now.
No, I'm not putting him on the screen. We've had this conversation. They're in the description. Go fucking find it yourself. Do some effort.
I like doing that to you.
Thank you,
Happy
Claw, and
Claw,
Happy for
thanks for
joining us.
joining us.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there
Very
are
much.
many things that you would have much rather have done with your evening, I'm sure. The same for me and James, really, but we're sort of dedicated to this now, so, you know.
Some weird reason. Oh, there's a new
Yeah.
feature out on Spotify, and if Pete had read the email we got to the Words from Mouth's email, he'd have seen it, but he doesn't read the email, so he won't have seen it. You can now
This is
rate
your
us.
project, James. I don't do the admin work.
You tell people to contact us on the email and then don't check the email.
What, we had an email that somebody contacted us?
Yeah, Spotify did.
That doesn't fucking count.
But you wouldn't have known because you didn't check them anyway.
Exactly.
But you can now rate us on Spotify, apparently. I don't know how it works. I know we have to get 10 ratings for our rating to appear. So if people enjoy it, can you rate it 5 stars? If you don't enjoy it, can you just not bother? Thanks.
I encourage you to be honest. You can put a 1 star on it for me.
No. Just if you didn't enjoy it,
5 out of
just don't rate
5. And then James opened his mouth.
it. Yeah, it's about
Oh.
accurate.
Is that a compliment to me or an insult to James?
Both. But also, as usual, you can like on YouTube and subscribe on YouTube, and subscribe on Apple, and subscribe on Spotify, and subscribe anywhere. Just go subscribe. Download on Spotify, actually. That looks better.
And now all the shilling's done, I'm going to say the final goodbye, and we'll see you in the new year.
Oh, yeah, we're not moving another one until the new year. Bye!